Hey everyone, how y'all doing today? Today's video is going to cover speed leveling from levels 1 to 10 in around 26 to 34 minutes, depending on your zone and how crazy the launch is going to be. The goal of this video is to basically get ahead of the pack and avoid being clumped up with other players. This will be key for any hardcore players looking to level quickly in the early game, and I will be going through a walkthrough of my gameplay and giving tips and tricks along the way. So I hope you all enjoy it, and let's get into the gameplay. Alright, so as we're spawning on the island right now, first thing we're going to want to do is just skip straight to the new world. Do not move forward, because if you get close to the skeleton, it's going to start the animations and you're going to have to go through the whole walkthrough. So I would just avoid not moving and just go skip straight to new world. So this is going to spawn you on a certain location. Here I check where I am. I know I'm in Windor, so I'm going to start off and make sure to pick up flint along the way. You're going to want a good amount, I'd say around 10. Give or take. So we're going to talk to these guys in the first quest. First quest is going to be kill 3 skeletons. My advice here would also be just pick up flint along the way, make sure you're rolling, whatever. And then for these 3 skeletons, I recommend only killing 3 and not looting any of the chests or anything like that. All the chests on this island are terrible. They'll give you like 5 bullets or something pointless. So just tag 3 mobs if you can, kill them as fast as you can, and go turn the quest back in. So, in the old game, I would respawn death there and just respawn back at the camp, but since they removed that from the open beta and probably removed on release, you're not going to be able to do it anymore. So, at the start, here we're going to have to make our tools, our skinning knife. So, here I recommend definitely getting as much wood as you can through bushes. Bushes are going to be your main source of wood throughout the early game. Over trees. I do not recommend cutting trees at all, even when you get your first flint axe. Bushes are just so much faster. So here I like to get probably around 20-ish wood. Make sure you can craft all your tools right away. So here, instead of just crafting a skinning knife, I'm going to be crafting all of the tools. The pick, axe, harvesting. We're going to set all those active so we can get all those done. This is recommended to craft all these now, due to a reason I'll explain in a couple minutes when we get to that part.
Careful. Those boars can put up.
So now we have to kill a boar, and another tip would be to make sure you gather, or you skin, I want to say 2 or 3 boars. I'd like to say 3 just in case. This goes for crafting your iron tools later on as well, and for a certain part of the quest that you have to turn in. So at the start here, you just want to kill 3 boars, skin 3. Also during the beta, as you can see, I am not opening my character menu at all during running or anything like that. Make sure you only open your character menu when you're cutting, skinning, anything that is downtime where you can put your skills in and whatnot, so you're never wasting time while because it does add up in the end. And as mentioned before, I'm just picking up wood because this is going to come in handy later on because you're going to need over 40 wood for the quest. So I've been just picking up bushes on the way. Also, a key thing at the start I love to do, which I think is very helpful, is since you have the harvesting pick now, most people aren't going to craft that at the start. So there's going to be herbs around this island and starting zone where you should pick up herbs. I recommend trying to get at least 30 if you possibly can. I know it's going to be contested pretty heavily, but if you can start pretty early, then you should be fine. But having those herbs at the start can craft probably 30 plus health potions, which helps for speed leveling later on because you can just basically face tank everything and just pop the potions off cooldown. So you never have to worry about healing or anything like that. So definitely recommended to try to get some herbs ASAP. So here we're just going to collect all the journals over here. I recommend not killing any mobs at all. Do not even touch them. Do not do anything. I just recommend go pick up all the journals. So here we're going to start with, I believe this one is 3 journals. I'm just going to have to read each one. Which will work for the quest. Also, as I've noticed, you do want to auto-pin your main story quest line, so the quest automatically gets pinned every time you complete a portion. I clearly have not have it auto-pinned because my settings did not save over from the closed beta. And as you see, I'm kind of lost right here, so definitely good to know where you are. See, I didn't even... Another thing is, this chest, if there was a guy here, I would not loot it. But since there was no mob here, I looted it for, why not, try to get a hatchet. Because as you see, I mean, the gear that drops from these chests is just terrible. So it's just not worth getting. You can get to level 1 through 10 with this starting gear with no issues at all. Also, as you can see, I am using my map feature when I'm rotating and running around. You want to get that XP bonus instantly as well, because that does work towards these starting quests, and it helps out a lot. As you can see here, I am not touching anything. I am not worried about the mobs. I'm just running past. If you do this correctly, you should just be able to loot this chest without worrying about a mob. I usually only loot the blue one just to get the quest done, but here I decide to get greedy and work on this, which does cut my time down a little, but I want to try to get a hatchet. And as you see, I did get a hatchet. Hatchet's definitely worth it at the start because you can get Berserk, and Berserk gives you that 20% movement speed, which is very, very helpful. And you get the health regen, which helps later on as well. At the beginning of the game, health regen is massive because you can just face tank a lot of the stuff and not have to worry about healing, which can power level you and speed level you a lot better than most. Here, I'm not even going to touch any of these mobs. These guys are killing. Just going to loot the flag. The mob XP at the start is just so minimal that it's not worth even killing. I just recommend running past because the goal of this is just to get ahead of everyone. You do not want to get behind. Here I realized, okay, this is where I would death spawn, but instead I find all these mobs over here and I'm like, whatever, we'll just death spawn. And since there's no respawn feature anymore, I decide to just gather all these mobs and kill myself because it would be faster. If you have very long load screens, I do not recommend doing this feature because it's probably just faster to run. So this should just spawn me right back at the camp. Get to turn the quest in. Now it's gonna make me go do the corrupted.
Ah, well done. I hoped you might volunteer. Oh, I have so many students about sending you.
As you see, there's more herbs over here, so we are gonna work on these. I'm just messing with my settings right here to make sure I have everything that's saved over. So hopefully, which I think I do, don't have to change much. Anytime you see a blue journal, I think multiple times in this video, you're going to find me just going to click on them. You're going to want to click on every single blue journal you possibly find. There's a lot of them in the towns, a lot of them just scattered around the world. Each of them is just free XP, so just pick them up. It's literally XP that's just given to you. And they do add up. Later on, I was getting like 200 to 250 XP just by picking up a blue piece of paper. This is the time I recommend killing these mobs just because the wall and you don't want to die. Because these mobs can kind of hurt if you're not changing your gear at all. But as you see, the headshot's definitely worth it at the start because you just get to face tank everything. I missed getting a hit on this guy, don't get credit, so I just go loot the chest. Now he respawns, now I can kill him. My goal here is don't like heal at all. Try to get pretty low if you can. I try to throw the food on, but it's worth just not. Because then you could just death spawn like I do here. Once I get it, and then I get to respawn back at base. It's definitely worth death spawning in that cave. There's plenty of mobs that spawn really quick and they hit pretty hard, so just death spawn.
Yes, I'll remain here and help any other survivors.
So now we're gonna go to the town. Windor is one of the best starting locations, just due to a lot of it coming down to there's water, you're close to the city, and a lot of the quests in the town are really nice. So I'm just gonna fast speed forward here. I do go check out this quest just because I don't remember it from the closed beta, and I regret doing that. It took off like a minute of my time, so I would not even bother with that quest. It's not worth it. Here I do skin some more boars because I need the leather for the iron tools, which you don't have to skin these. This whole part right here is kind of me messing up, but I wouldn't worry about it. Here I'm getting wood. You want at least 40 wood. I go a little over just so I can make the iron tools, so I would say about 50. Bushes are way faster than cutting down a tree. Especially with the flint axe, cutting trees are very, very long. And you need 40 stone as well. So here I am trying to get 40 stone. As you can tell, with the flint pickaxe, it's very, very, very long. So it's just best to get 40 exactly here. You don't need any more. So now we get to go into the town, and this is when we get to turn in their quests. So right now we should have 40 wood, we should have 16 leather, and 40 stone. This will let us auto turn in the quests, which you'll see in a couple seconds here. This is going to make you just beat the pack if you can gather these materials beforehand, because you should just be able to talk to this guy, and then you're going to have to go to each crafting station and then craft the stuff and then turn it all in. So here I pick up the well. I mean, depending on whatever town you're in, you're going to want to get some water. This is just for those health potions I mentioned earlier in the video. Check on the town board, see what else you can get here. That's another reason I picked up flint. So as you see, there's 2 blue journals here on the left. I'm going to pick up both of those. 61 XP, 61 XP. There's a bunch of them just around the town. So now we're going to talk to this guy, and now he's going to have us go craft each of the things after we visit the crafting zone and the storage. Also, you're going to want to take honey. That's for cooking. Honey is probably one of the best ingredients you could possibly get for cooking. This is, I'd recommend picking it up every time it glows. It's just going to help you later on in the game.
Welcome to the southern breeze. May a gentle wind always guide you up.
So, level 7
I
already.
would suggest you
Now we're
start
going
by
to talk to the
visiting
trading post and storage here.
Then check out the storage
This
space.
is just simply opening them up. You should be one of the first people to be doing this if you're doing everything correctly. So this is the part where you're going to have to go talk to this guy and he's going to give you an axe. This is where they're gathering those materials ahead of time to help you. I always do storage and gathering speed, especially for the town that I plan on being in for the most of the time. My town specifically is going to be Everfall in the end. Again, pick up the blue journals. So see on the top right, this quest requires 10 timber, 10 stone block, and 4 leather. So since we pre-gathered all these materials, we don't even have to leave the town. We just can go to each station, craft all 10, and this is going to complete the quest portion of each part. So here we have a little extra wood, which is going to be used for a quest you'll see in a couple seconds here. Another blue journal, make sure you pick up all of them, they're all over the town. It's nice to know especially where these journals can be, and make sure you always hit them. Then the leather stations right here, you're going to want to craft just max. I mean, I went a little overboard because of those 2 boars, but in the end it's worth it. You get XP. So here I got the weak potions. I only got 5 herbs. I wish I gathered a little more there, but I just couldn't find any. So I'm not going to waste my time looking around for them. If you see them, pick them up because it's going to help you. Being able to have 5 health potions, 10 health potions, 20, 30, it's going to help you later on. Because right now I'm in basic gear. I'm in all the starting gear besides the hatchet. So everything is just going to be me face tanking, trying to stay alive, just trying to kill stuff and not die. It's all about getting ahead.
Now then, we're starting. Talk to Sandris. He'll be milling about down there by the forge. If he's not already hard.
So I have all this stuff in my bag still. I'm still not going through it. It's not worth going through it. All this stuff's pretty pretty useful, or not useful. So I would just keep going, keep you running around until you actually have to put it on. So this is where we get the quest of the iron ore, which you're going to want to open right away once you get the quest, which I did. Then you're going to want to craft all your iron ingots. So here we go. We got 22, but we're only going to need about, let's say it's like 12 or 13 to craft an iron sword. So we're going to the forge over here. And we want to craft an iron longsword. So we're going to need 7, sorry. So 7, and then I like to use my remaining iron here on the iron pickaxe, which requires the workshop, which I will be going to because I'm having a brain fart here. So I'm heading over to the workshop now.
Alright, let's see what kind of keep you from freezing.
And then you'll really be in the thick of it. I mean,
So I like to craft an iron pickaxe because mining, you need level 10 mining to start the main story quest line, because you're going to need silver ignates for later on to make your Azos staff. So I like just grabbing, and once you're able to mine faster, you should be able to find some iron ore on these quests, so you could craft the rest of your tools. So iron pickaxe is probably the best move to start. Here we just have to gather a little more wood just to create our camp. And then we're going to want to kill 5 wolves. Here I recommend not skinning the wolves at all. It's a waste of time, waste of XP. They do... Your flint skinning knife is so bad that it's not worth. But here, if you see these iron veins, you're going to want to pick them up. You only need about 4 iron veins to craft the full iron set of tools. You already have your pickaxe, so you're going to be mining a little faster anyways. So it's definitely worth if you see any iron ore. And petal cap. You need 3 petal cap for the main story questline as well. So if you see these petal caps around, which is why Windor is one of the best starting zones, you can automatically pick up the petal cap for later. You only need 3, so it's not a lot at all. But a lot of people don't know where to get it. So definitely worth just picking those up when you see them. And here I am just picking up wood. See how slow it's not worth cutting trees. Bushes are just so much faster than cutting trees down. And here I am, kill those wolves, don't skin them at all. Then you have to run to the other wolves. These wolves are about the same level, same difficulty, everything's gonna be the same. Do not skin them, it's not worth it. Another petal cap, make sure you pick it up. In the end, you're going to need 30 harvesting before the level 12 main story questline. So make sure you actually just, every petal cap you see you're going to want to pick up. The best way to level your harvesting at the start is just going to be to get fiber. But if you're already ahead of everyone and you have your Covenant faction, there's going to be no one in the fiber field over by east of Windor. So you're going to be, or west of Windor, sorry. And you're going to be able to loot as much fiber as you possibly want. And then you get level 30 and you get to do the River Crest, which people need for the main story questline as well. But you only need 3. So here I am, I'm not skinning at all. As I said before, flint skinning knife is just worthless. It's not worth picking up at all. It takes way too long to skin these, and it doesn't help you at all in the long run. Wait until you have iron. So here I do loot this chest because there's no mobs here, and I could get something like a green hatchet or something, possibly. But here we come back to the town after we did those wolves. I just death spawned back to the town, and now we get to travel to the zone. Here I am finally going through all my gear that I got. So after that wolf quest, you're going to be able to pick up your faction, and this is where you pick your faction. You're going to get all your, you're going to have to talk to each of the faction places, which is just the 3 guys in the town. Pick your faction, and then you're going to get a faction quest. This faction quest is going to take you out to the corrupted guys out west, which you're just going to have to kill, I think, 15. You're going to have to pick up 5 or like drops off the butcher guys, and then you're going to have to loot 7 chests. So it's nothing crazy. And then once you come back, you should be at least level 10. And then you get to just go from there. And hopefully this video helps you guys. I can see it being very... I was able to get to level 10.5 in about... It was under 30 minutes. I could have improved my time. I made a couple of mistakes here and there, but I was the only one on the faction quest. There was no one else there. This was on open beta release. I was ahead of the pack by a long shot. During the main story questline, I was able to get to level 12 after, once you get to 10.5, I did a couple town stories, town war missions, and then I was able to just gather to 30 and get to that level 12 Azoth the main story questline. And once I got to that, it was basically game over. I was the only one doing the quests. I was the only one doing the all the way up until probably level 18. I was the first one there. No one else was around. I had everything to myself, all free pickings. Definitely worth just focusing on getting ahead. Don't worry about gathering right away. It's not worth it unless you have, I would say, iron plus tools. Steel would be the best tools to get at the early game, but I would not even rush doing it. It's just not worth your time. It's better to just get your levels up. But if you guys have any questions, please leave them below in the comments, and I'm be sure to answer. So thank you.